Imagine making millions on OnlyFans. Okay, now picture this. That money isn't from thousands of subscribers, but maybe just a handful.
Sounds wild, right?
Totally. But listen to this. Sophie Rain, an OnlyFans creator, recently shared she made over $4 million in 1 year. And a huge chunk of that
Get this.
from just one single fan, a whale, as they call them.
Wow. Yeah, that's staggering. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Is there some other way?
Exactly. That kind of success suggests there's maybe a different strategy, something beyond just chasing huge follower counts.
And it's fascinating because, everything online seems geared towards massive scale, big numbers.
Right.
But this idea that focusing intensely on just a few key people could be that lucrative, it kind of flips the script on conventional thinking.
It really does. And that's actually what we're getting into today. We're doing a deep dive into something called the Uber fans method.
Okay.
It's a strategy that's been analyzed and taught by Butler Camlord, who's known as an OnlyFans marketing expert.
Ah, Camlord. Yeah, I've heard his work. He looked at what the top earners are actually doing, right?
Precisely. And he's identified this specific approach, really zeroing in on attracting and cultivating these super high-value subscribers.
These Uber fans.
Yeah. And he argues it's a key way to earn significant income, sometimes even without needing that massive social media presence everyone chases.
That's the surprising part.
And Sophie Rain's story, making that much from one person, well, it's pretty powerful real-world proof that this method isn't just theory. It can actually work spectacularly.
Yeah, it suggests Camlord's onto something very real. It implies there's this segment of fans out there.
Yeah.
They're not just after content.
What are they after then?
It seems like they're looking for something more. A deeper connection, maybe? A more personalized experience. And crucially, they're willing to pay significantly for it.
So the rarity of that kind of personal attention makes it more valuable to them.
Exactly. In this mass market creator world, getting genuine individual attention is scarce. So for these whales, that scarcity drives up the perceived value. They'll invest heavily for that connection.
Okay, so this is really different from the usual advice, which is often about going viral on platforms like TikTok, getting millions of views, and hoping a tiny fraction subscribe, right?
Right. That's what Camlord calls the TikTok method. You cast this enormous net, hoping for lots of small fish, basically.
So how does the Uber fans method work then? What are the actual steps if you're not doing the wide net thing?
Well, it's much more targeted. Camlord points towards specific online spaces where historically you find people who are already comfortable spending more on adult entertainment.
Like where?
Think about campsites. They were kind of the original home for the online whale.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
On some of those sites, the model allows for things like private shows, personalized requests, all at a premium. This sets up a transactional relationship right away.
I see. So it's a place where spending for access is already the norm.
Exactly. And that initial interaction, that premium transaction, can then be nurtured. The idea is to move that connection over to OnlyFans for something longer term and even higher value.
Okay, so it's proactive. You're not just putting content out there and hoping a whale swims by.
Right.
You're strategically going to places where these higher spending fans are known to be active and already demonstrating that willingness to pay for more direct or intimate experiences.
You put it well. It's like fishing in a well-stocked pond, known for big fish, instead of just, casting into the vast ocean and hoping.
It makes total sense. So you find them, make that initial connection. What happens next, according to this method?
Then the emphasis really shifts. It becomes about building a genuine, personalized relationship.
More than just DMs.
Oh, definitely. It's about going beyond generic messages, remembering their preferences, maybe offering content tailored specifically to them, creating a real sense of exclusivity, making them feel seen.
So the content itself needs to be different too, presumably, not just the standard feed posts.
Absolutely. Camlord talks a lot about spend-based pricing.
Spend-based pricing, what does that involve?
It means creating different tiers, essentially. Tiers of exclusive content, yes, but also personalized experiences that directly cater to the willingness of these specific fans to spend more.
Like what kind of things?
It could be anything from, say, one-on-one video calls, fulfilling very specific custom content requests, maybe even unique physical items, depending on the creator. The key is offering increasing levels of access and personalization, things that really incentivize that greater investment and make them feel like a truly valued top-tier supporter.
Wow, that sounds like a completely different mindset about creating content.
It is.
Instead of churning out stuff for the masses, you're almost like a a bespoke creator for a very select few.
That's a good way to put it, curating experiences.
But, okay, here's a question. Isn't relying on just a few superfans, these whales, kind of risky? What if one leaves? Your income could plummet, right?
That's a really important point and definitely a potential concern.
How does the method account for that instability?
Well, while the focus is on a smaller group, Camlord's strategy isn't about relying on just one whale. Like in the
Right.
Sophie Rain example, though obviously that can happen. It's about cultivating multiple Uber fans.
Okay. Diversifying within that small group.
Exactly. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. Plus, the argument is that the deeper connections you build through this method actually foster greater loyalty.
More loyalty, so maybe they stick around longer.
Potentially, yes. It becomes less about quick, fleeting transactions and more about building sustained support because you're offering genuine engagement and consistently high-value, personalized experiences. They feel invested.
Okay. So wrapping my head around this, the core idea is really prioritizing the depth of the connection over the sheer breadth of your audience reach.
That's it in a nutshell.
It's recognizing that maybe a small number of truly engaged, high-spending fans can actually provide a more stable and potentially way more lucrative income than a giant crowd of casual $5 a month subscribers.
Precisely. And again, that Sophie Rain example, millions from just one fan. It really hammers home the sheer potential, even if that's an extreme case.
Yeah, it certainly makes you look at the numbers differently.
And Butler Canlord's analysis, it really offers a compelling alternative, doesn't it, to that relentless, grow bigger, faster mentality we see everywhere online.
It does.
By understanding, the actual dynamics of online spending and focusing your energy on building real relationships with those willing to invest more, creators could potentially find incredible success.
Without the constant grind of chasing viral trends or managing tens of thousands of low-paying subs.
Exactly. It's a different path.
Well, this has been super interesting. If this whole Uber fans method sounds intriguing to you listening and you want to get into the real nuts and bolts of Butler Camlord's strategies,
This specific
tactics, yeah, the how-tos, we've put a link in the description where you can find a much more detailed explanation of his approach.
Definitely worth checking out if you're a creator exploring different models.
Absolutely. So maybe a final thought to leave people with.
Go for it.
In this super crowded digital world, maybe the real key to standing out, to finding that next level of success, maybe it isn't about having the biggest audience after all.
Maybe it's about cultivating those really profound, valuable connections with just a dedicated few.
Could the future of the creator economy shift more towards valuing that quality of connection over just the quantity of followers?
It's a provocative thought, isn't it?
Ah.
Focusing on deep engagement with Uber fans might unlock levels of success people haven't really considered possible.
Something to definitely mull over. And like we said, if you want the full breakdown of Butler Camlord's Uber fans method strategy,
That link is right there in the description for you. Check it out.